Greetings everyone, my name is Dr. Ketan Barjatya and today we will be discussing breast abscess. So let's start with the introduction. Breast abscesses are commonly seen in lactating women. Most breast abscesses are benign in nature. In non-lactating patient, if breast abscess is present, always consider inflammatory carcinoma. Non-lactating patient having breast abscess should always be screened for new onset diabetes mellitus. Breast abscesses are more common in females than in males, and these have a high rate of recurrence. A woman must continue breastfeeding or using a breast pump despite of having a breast abscess. What is the etiology of breast abscess? The most common cause of breast abscess is Staph aureus and streptococcal species. However, there has been an increase in incidence of methicillin resistant Staph aureus recently seen. Non-lactational breast abscesses are a result of mixed flora with Staph aureus, Streptococcus, and anaerobic bacteria. It has been seen that non-lactational breast abscesses have a strong association with diabetes and smoking, and there has been an increase in incidence in breast abscess seen in obese patients. Nipple piercing has also been resulted to show subareolar breast abscess in non-lactating population. Let's start with relevant anatomy. Now, in breast, there are multiple breast lobules. These breast lobules are further connected to lactiferous duct, which opens into lactiferous sinus, which are reservoir of milk, which finally opens into surface of nipple. So, as we as we can see over here, these are lactiferous sinuses, and these are the opening of lactiferous ducts. Now let's understand the pathophysiology of breast abscesses. As we have already discussed, there are multiple breast lobules that open into lactiferous duct, which further opens into lactiferous sinuses, which finally emerges out on the surface of nipple. Now, now it is important to know that during formation of breast abscess, there is an epidermalization with keratin production in lactiferous duct. This This epidermalization with keratin production in lactiferous duct resulted in obstruction and abscess formation. And this obstruction and abscess formation is seen between lactiferous duct and lactiferous sinuses, which results in formation of breast abscess. Another way that breast abscess can develop in lactational women is if on the surface of nipple there is an abrasion, and this abrasion acts as an entry point of bacteria. Through this, the bacteria enters. Now, what happens is this bacteria which entered the uh, breast invade from the surface of nipple into lactiferous sinuses and inside. Now, once the bacteria invade inside, there is a stasis of milk during the second postpartum week, and this bacteria invasion as well as stasis of milk results in the formation of breast abscess. How patient of breast abscess is going to present with us? A patient of breast abscess is going to give us a history of breast pain, erythema, warmth, and possibly he could also tell of edema. A lactational history may or may not be present. It's always important to ask history of prior breast infections or previous treatment of breast abscess. The patient may also complain of fever, nausea, vomiting, purulent discharge from nipple, or purulent discharge from the site of erythema. It is important to ask for patient's medical history of diabetes as it is a precursor for breast abscess, and usually it is seen 6 weeks while breastfeeding. As we can see over here, the breast abscess. While doing a physical examination, it's important to know that on palpation we can see erythema, induration, warmth and tenderness at the site. The area is usually palpable and a fluctuance may also be present. Often there may be a purulent discharge from nipple or at the site of fluctuance. Reactive axillary lymph node may be present or may not be present. There may also be systemic signs of infections like fever and tachycardia. As we can see over here, it is erythematous and on palpation it will be warm and tender. How is one is going to evaluate a patient of breast abscess? The cornerstone of diagnosis for breast abscess is a physical examination. While doing a complete blood count, it is important to know that we may see leukocytosis. However, it is not necessary, it may be always be present. If any frank drainage is present, it is important to send the drainage for culture so that we could do a culture guided antibiotic treatment. A breast ultrasound could also be used if there is a query between differentiation query that whether the diagnosis is cellulitis or whether it is breast abscess. On an ultrasound, breast may appear as ill-defined masses with internal septations. However, the confirmation of breast abscess is done with needle aspiration and fluid analysis. Treatment and management. The incision and drainage is the standard of care for treatment of breast abscesses. It is associated with lower recurrence rate. However, it is more invasive than needle aspiration and cause scarring and poor cosmesis. We could also go for needle aspiration. Needle aspiration is generally used for abscess which are smaller than 3 cm or in cases of lactational abscess. If there is a recurrence following needle aspiration, one have to go for incision and drainage. Surgical excision of the abscess could also be done. However, it is only done when the cause of abscess in an obstructed or an ectatic lactiferous duct. Antibiotics are also used for treatment of breast abscess. These could be used pre-procedure, post-procedure. The antibiotics that are used are nafacillin, amoxicillin clavulanate, doxycycline, trimethoprim, clindamycin, and vancomycin. The duration of antibiotics should be 4 to 7 days. Large breast abscess with sign of sepsis should also be treated with intravenous antibiotics. What are the differential diagnosis we are going to consider while thinking of diagnosis of breast abscess? We could think of benign or malignant breast marks, an inflammatory breast cancer, and cellulitis. For cellulitis differentiation, we could use ultrasound, which could help us to confirm our diagnosis is breast abscess or cellulitis. Prognosis. The majority of cases of breast abscess have a good outcome. However, Pain, scarring, and poor quality of life can be seen in women with recurrent infections. In most of the cases, recovery takes place within 2 to 3 weeks following mastitis. However, if there is a mastitis which is even prolonging after 5 weeks, it is important to rule out malignancy. Non-lactating female, it's important to rule out inflammatory breast cancer, new onset diabetes, and infection with mycobacterium. Complication following treatment of breast abscess are scarring, breast asymmetry, pain, fistula, and retraction of nipple areola complex leading to cosmetic deformity. The post-operative and rehabilitative care that should be given to a patient of breast abscesses are a breast abscess drainage. Following a breast abscess drainage, if the pain is present, we should use NSAIDs. Warm compression can be done on the area of breast abscess post-operatively to soothe the inflammation, and a moisturizer could be used to prevent crackling of the nipples. Thank you.